What's up? Today I've decided to start a new series. I'm going to do a full cleaning series on how to tear your RC car apart, clean each individual piece, inspect it for damage or wear, replace those parts, and put the whole thing back together after you're finished. I'm going to be using my Mugen MBX8 today as an example, but this will go for any RC car, any make, any model. This is going to be the tools I use, the cleaning products I use, and any tips I can give you guys along the way to just help you clean your RC car for each race so you can make sure that it's ready for the next time you take it out. Hope you guys enjoy this series, and let's jump straight into it. Alright guys, so over here at the bench I made up, I didn't want to use my normal bench because obviously everything's going to get really dirty. So just have a piece of cardboard on some stand, or maybe lay it down on something in your driveway that you have, just so it won't ruin whatever you're cleaning it on. First off, let's go over some stuff you're going to need. You're going to obviously need a nut driver if you use one of those to help take out screws quickly. Just your normal wrenches and everything, and then some picks to get some dirt out of like the screw heads and everything. Magnetic tray to keep all your stuff in. The little adapters for your screwdriver. You're going to want a blow nozzle for an air compressor. You really need to have that. It's a really good tool. Then you're also going to want an assortment of brushes. I have a bunch of different ones just sitting in this box, just some different ones I use. You're going to definitely want some of those. Then you're going to want simple green. I buy it in the big gallon and then dilute it in this. I usually pour like that much simple green and then the rest water. I don't do no technical dilution, I just do it by eye. Then you're going to want WD-40. I have a bunch of different cans here. Just this one has a big spray pattern, and then the other one, and I have a little bottle of the penetrant stuff that helps like prevent some rust and everything. You're going to want those to help, like, it'll help shine the plastic up and bring it back to that little natural little black shine that all this plastic has when it's new. And the simple grain's going to just help clean everything all together, as well as your tires. It'll just help the rubber and all that stuff. I did rinse these a little bit just so I could put them in my little baggie, but we still need to clean the wheel and just finish cleaning them properly. Okay guys, so now the first step we're gonna do is take the car. I'm just using a paint cup as a stand as I don't want to get my other one dirty. You're gonna take the car and just flip it over and go ahead and take a pick that you have, a 90 pick, a regular pick will be fine. And you're going to get the dirt out of all of these screws. So you can go ahead and start taking the car apart. I'm just going to do a few to show you what I do. It's very tedious, and I'll skip through the rest of it. So just take this and you'll just go in the inside right here and just take it around. Screw head is clean, so you can go ahead and get your wrench in there and you don't risk stripping the screw out or anything like that. Just to give you guys a close-up comparison of what I'm talking about, this is a screw I've just cleaned, and this is a screw I haven't. So I've gone in and I've took the pick and I've got dirt out of every screw on the bottom of the chassis. You see I have this one screw that's loose, and that's not good, but it's a good time you can inspect all of this and just go over everything. Now what also I'm going to do is at the back, see how it's just caked in dirt in all of these spots? What I'm going to do is take the pick and just try to get all this dirt out before I move on to the next step. So to kind of show you and give you some angle on what I'm doing, I'm just taking the pick right here and going in all of these spots and getting all of the excess dirt out of there. That way when I go with a toothbrush and stuff like that, it's just going to be a lot easier to clean and get all the other stuff. Okay, now I'm going to take the air nozzle and blow all this dirt off. Okay, now after I've taken and got all the dirt out of these screws and blew everything off after I got all the excess dust off, now we're going to go ahead and start removing the parts so we can go begin cleaning the car. So to do this, what I always do is kind of start at the top. We'll go ahead and disconnect the servos. So right here, go ahead and turn this. Just begin by taking the servo horn off steering servo. Then you can go ahead and begin to take this cover off, the center diff, and this will let you get access to the throttle servo. And to get to these other two, you're going to have to take the air filter loose. Now, once we have all of those loose, grab our little pick right here, and we can take the linkage off the carburetor. Now we'll just gently take one of these and lift this up. Okay, now all of that is up. And the radio tray is good to come out as far as the top side goes. We'll now want to flip it over and go ahead and begin removing the screws on the bottom side. I'm just going to grab my nut driver, it's going to be a lot faster. Now as you get to the last screws over here, you're going to want to hold the radio tray from the bottom side, because it's going to want to try to fall out and you don't want it to fall and damage anything. And as you do that, just grab the tray and pull it out from the bottom side. So you had a big chunk of dirt right there. It's crazy. And then just kind of shake all the excess off. And I'm just going to set this over here to the side. Okay. Now after that's done, we're going to go ahead and begin by starting to remove the fuel tank. Now here you can go ahead and just remove that. I just like to keep the filter on, that way if anything gets in there, it's going to go through the filter. Then go ahead and take this other one off. And then I didn't mention this in the introduction when I was telling you everything you need, but just get 2 screws that will fit in this fuel line. So you can go ahead and plug those because you don't want any dirt or anything getting in here. Just go ahead and stick that in there a little bit. Take your other one and do the same thing. Just gonna screw those in there. Flip this over. Grab our nut driver again, and we're going to take the 2 screws out for the fuel tank. Right before you take the last screw out, you're going to want to hold it from the back side so it doesn't fall. And now we have the fuel tank. Shake that off again and just place it to the side. Going to go ahead and begin taking the engine out. Go ahead and grab whichever size you need for this screw. Go ahead and loosen these. Take them out. Okay. Now, you're going to remove the engine. Just kind of shake that off again. We'll set that to the side. Now up here, we can go ahead and start by removing this front shock tower, rear shock tower. I don't remove those every time. I usually just take the shocks off so I can check to make sure those are good. Depends how long I've ran the car, how dirty the car is. You don't have to do that every time, but definitely this time with the car being as dirty as it is, they definitely need to come off. So what we're going to do is flip the car over and go ahead and loosen all of these. And a good thing to note here, again, this is a Mugen MBX8. Whichever car you're working on, as you can see, the front screw from the back screw is longer. It's a good thing to note, and just try to remember which way you took them out, is that's the way they'll go back in. Okay. And there's that. And don't forget, that's probably gonna fall out. And you want to try to keep some dirt out of here if you can. I know it's kind of almost impossible with so much dirt everywhere. We just kind of don't want to keep that upside down so no dirt gets in there in the diff. I'm just going to take that and set that to the side. Now we're going to repeat the same thing on the back. And take your drive shaft, set it to the side, and just take that, and I'll put it to the side as well. The last thing we have is a center diff. I'll usually leave the motor mount on the car and the weight I have at the back. Okay, and this is the last piece. We'll take that and set that to the side as well. So now what you have is your bare chassis, still covered in dirt and mud, whatever may you have on it. Well, we're gonna set that to the side. Now I'll go through each process as I clean each individual part and show you the way I go about that.